Hey, welcome to 2-Minute Quick Tips with Dr. B. We're going to be talking about self-esteem, so stay tuned. You'll have to excuse the background. I'm on the run and trying to get some things done, but I wanted to get this to you. So self-esteem. Self-esteem is really tricky. Sometimes we're feeling really good about ourselves and we have a very positive mindset and we're supportive of ourselves. And then other times the negative self-talk creeps in and all of a sudden our self-esteem plummets and we're kind of in this depressive state. And of course, followed by anxiety or coupled with anxiety. So I wanted to talk about a few tips that I want to give you guys for building self-esteem, keeping self-esteem, and working on that part of ourselves. Now, if you're interested in some of my other negative self-talk videos, you can go ahead and check out my channel or subscribe here, and you will be able to see my negative self-talk part 1 and part 2, and then a couple other quick tips to help build self-esteem and build positive talk. Now, number 1, I'm going to say stop comparing yourself. Number 1 is that we need to be thankful for who we are and support ourselves in our own uniqueness, okay? I know that I've had a ton of clients and even myself, I'm a person too, and I tend to compare myself to other people within myself. I'll look at so-and-so and I'll say, oh, I wish I could be like her. Why can't I be like her? I must be, and my negative self-talk starts in, and all of a sudden I'm in this really bad place and feeling awful about myself. And so, number 1, stop comparing. You are who you are for a reason. You bring uniqueness to this world. You are not supposed to be like Betty, Jane, Sue, whoever. You are supposed to be you. And you are supposed to have your own faults. You are supposed to be the way that you are and bring your positive qualities. You are you, and that's perfect. So don't compare yourself. You're unique. Your circumstances are unique. And number 2, I'm going to say self-care. Take care of yourself. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go for an hour massage every single night. This means that you might do 1 or 2 things that are nice for yourself. For instance, I bought flowers last week for myself to go into the garden because when I look out my window and I see flowers, it makes me feel good inside. So it's very small, they're inexpensive, but it was something that gives me a good feeling. Another one is I treat myself, and some of you may laugh, I treat myself to a Diet Coke daily. That is something that I do that is nice to myself. It's nice for myself. It makes me feel good. It's not super expensive. It's like $1, but it makes me feel good inside, and it's a treat for me. It's a reward for me, for myself. Some people like to exercise as their self-care. I'm trying to incorporate that into my schedule. That is another form of self-care. You can even Google self-care, and maybe I'll include a list of self-care options at the bottom of this video. So self-care is number 2. Number 1, don't compare. Number 2 is self-care. Number 3 is accepting love from others. Now, this one is super difficult. I actually had a colleague at one point who decided to challenge herself to accept love from everybody she talked to. And she came in 2 days after she had challenged herself and said, this is way harder than I ever expected it would be. She was trying to accept every form of positive reinforcement that came her way. For instance, she met up with somebody who said, hey, I love your hair, and by the way, you did a great job at X, Y, and Z. And instead of automatically saying, oh no, I didn't, it was, wow, thank you, I'm going to accept that. Thank you very much. And this is more difficult than it sounds. When somebody compliments you or pays you some form of, or gives you some form of love through gesture, it's really difficult. In our culture, we're taught to reject. We're taught to say no, because otherwise we're viewed as being thinking we're all that, right? And instead, I'm going to challenge all of you to accept it. Cordially, you don't have to be a jerk about it, but accept it. Say thank you and really allow that comment or that gesture to move in. Because if you flipped the situation, when you pay somebody a compliment, you mean it. Most of the time. Most of the time it's coming from a genuine place of love, and you really do feel like their hair is pretty that day, or their smile is gorgeous, or you're thankful for what they did for you another day. So accepting love is number 3. And that's my quick tip, small, short, you know, really quick 3 steps to help build self-esteem. And if you can work on these, accepting love and not comparing yourself and taking care of yourself and treating yourself as if you are of worth, just like a lot of us do with the people around us, we tend to give more love to the people around us than we do to ourselves. So it's really helpful if we can turn some of that love towards ourselves. If we can start to build that love for ourselves, we are much more able to care for those around us and to be genuine with those around us and to be empathetic and supportive of those around us because we're doing it with ourselves and we feel that energy. Anyway, 2-minute quick tip that turned into 5 minutes. Hopefully that's okay. And thanks everybody for the support. As always, subscribe, comment, like, please. I'm trying to get my name and everything out there, my videos out there, hopefully to help somebody somewhere. Thanks for everything, guys. Bye.